So,
Okay.
despite the fact that Pfizer and all these institutions will not be forced to pay a dime for all the damages that they've caused, for all the harm that they've caused, and for all the lies that they have perpetuated, Alex Jones told to pay $965 million damages to Sandy Hook victims' families. Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones has been ordered to pay $965 million in damages after falsely claiming that the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting was a hoax, which he then retracted many times. The families of 8 victims and an FBI agent who responded to the attack had sought at least $550 million in the defamation trial. They alleged the right-wing radio host misinformation led to a decade of harassment and death threats, which he did not tell people to do.
Not his fault.
And of course, 20 children and 6 adults were killed in that elementary school massacre. Jones, who founded InfoWars, I'm not going to say it's conspiracy-laden because there are a lot of things which have been proven true, argued for years and then argued against it for years that the massacre was a staged government plot to take guns from Americans and that no one died. He called the parents of the victims crisis actors and argued that some of them never actually existed.
Based on reports he was given.
Yeah, reports and by individuals and by professors and a whole bunch of other individuals which he talked to.
Yeah, that's right.
Of course, the verdict was read on a Wednesday, some 20 miles from the site of the shooting. And when you, I watched the video of Alex Jones with Steven Crowder today. If everything that he's saying when he was talking to Steven Crowder is true, then that trial was just a sham.
Oh, it's a clear, by the way, there's the truth, and then there's the truth. It's like from Family Guy, the two guys. So the truth that they want to tell you is that, oh, this is about getting justice for the victims of Sandy Hook. But then there's the truth, which is that this is basically nothing more than all the institutions that have lots of power going after Alex Jones, trying to silence a very prominent and very influential voice on the right.
Yeah.
This is what this is. This is basically a kangaroo court trying to sham accusation that's completely and totally made up. So I don't believe a word of it. I definitely encourage you to look at the facts because they're going to tell you every line in the book.
Yeah.
Because none of the people there are honest. Okay. Now let's move on to the next.
I'm Alex Jones.
Yeah, but you gotta turn the front's gay. It's terrible.
Now we're gonna talk about the New York Post.
New York Post. They're awesome. Publication. All right, so New York Post. AOC heckled at town hall for Ukraine support. You're voting to start a nuclear war, is what she's basically told. So, do you want to play the video?
Sure, let's do it.
To start this war in Ukraine, you're voting to start a thermonuclear war with Russia and China. Why are you playing with the lives of American citizens? You're playing with our lives.
There will be no neighbors if there's a nuclear bomb. You voted to mobilize and send money to Ukrainian Nazis. You're a coward.
Wow.
Darn.
Calling her out. I will say
that was better than the last time she was heckled. Big booty Latina.
Yeah, my favorite big booty Latina. Come over here, girl. Anyway, so the thing with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is that not just her, but every person in Congress, we have seen evidence over the last couple of weeks of people and members of Congress, both Republican and Democrat, all talking and saying things that pretty much demonstrate that they're not trying to de-escalate, but they're only escalating the situation. They continue to send money. They just approved another major package of money towards Ukraine, and it seems like all of the actions that have been coming out recently, from the bombing of Nord Stream, which was a big deal, to the revelations that there was a massive that the attack on the prominent man's daughter in Ukraine was actually committed by the Ukrainians, to the bridge attack that seems to be done by Ukrainians. All of this seems to all point to the idea that everyone is being super reckless. So good for people standing up to their members of Congress, because they are being really irresponsible.
Well, the line that we didn't see, but Tulsi Gabbard left the Democratic Party because they're a bunch of war hawks. The heckler continued. You ran as an outsider. Yet you've been voting to start this war with Ukraine. You're voting to start a third nuclear war with Russia and China. Why are you playing with the lives of American citizens?
Yep.
So, yep. Ocasio-Cortez, you are a fool.
You are dumb. You dumb girl.
Alrighty.
All right. Take it out to Fox News.
Saudis say Biden admin requested oil production cut to come after midterms. The Biden administration has threatened Saudi Arabia with consequences for moving forward with the cut. So, President Biden's administration urged Saudi Arabia to delay cutting oil production by 1 month, putting it behind the midterm elections, the country said Thursday. The Saudi government, which leads the OPEC oil conglomerate, rejected appeals from the U.S. last week and moved forward with cutting oil production, potentially causing gas prices to spike in the United States before Election Day. The government of the kingdom clarified through its continuous consultation with the United States administration that all economic analysis indicates the postponing the OPEC Plus decision by a month. OPEC Plus? You're not Disney. You're a massive oil conglomerate. Why are you OPEC Plus?
OPEC Plus, you know.
Yeah, it's like an extra subscription service so I can get cheaper gasoline. Sign me up.
No. You get the special gas.
You get the special gas.
That
Oh,
smells like
you get the
roses.
special gas only if you don't let your sisters or wives or mothers drive.
Very important.
Very important. Yep.
Yeah.
So, according to what was suggested, it would have been negative economic consequences, read a Thursday statement from the Saudis, according to The Guardian. What Biden is trying to propose to the Saudis is trying to say, you can have a cut to production, and that will, of course, raise gas prices, but do it after the election because that'll raise the chance of the Democrats getting elected because people won't see the turmoil and the devastation that my government and the Democrats in Congress and the Senate have made and caused, and so that they'll elect the Democrats and that I won't get impeached.
Yep.
You know what that's called? Quid pro quo. Impeach that bastard.
Isn't that what the
Yep,
was
but
it
for
Hannibal
far
Lecter?
less.
You know what Hannibal Lecter did with Clarice? Quid pro quo Clarice. That's pretty much what's going on right here. Except there's no people eating. But anyways, the big thing I want to point out here, something big picture, like let's say the big picture, let's back up the big picture, is that the OPEC is actually, like, we think like Americans are like the biggest in OPEC. Well, like OPEC is kind of siding with Russia and with China right now. And let's face it, let's just like say hypothetically, let's say the Russians are fully aware that they did not, like, let's say hypothetically, if the Russians did not bomb Nord Stream 1 and 2, then they would know, okay, the most likely person is America. So how do you get back at America and the American president for what they're pushing with the Ukrainian war? Maybe you use some of your influence on OPEC and get OPEC to cut gas so that you raise prices, so that not only America but also Europe is hit harder by the gas prices.
Yep.
I mean, that would not be like too far off. So keep that in mind when you think about this. That there's a lot of global politics, and a lot of them are basic. Like like Russia's not helpless when it comes to global politics. I'm thinking. I'm actually just thinking there's just another thing that's going to kick Biden in the butt, because that man is a liar.
Yep.
Like he keeps saying that inflation doesn't exist. Anyways, let's go on to the Calgary Herald story. So Calgary Herald. Banking breakup between Kanye West, JP Morgan planned for weeks. Oh, that's interesting. From the Associated Press. Kanye West, so this New York. JP Morgan Chase and the rapper formerly known as Kanye West are ending their business relationship, but the breakup is now a result of the controversy over the hip-hop star's recent anti-Semitic comments. The letter ending West's relationship with JP Morgan was tweeted Wednesday by conservative activist Candace Owens, who has been seen publicly at events with the rapper, who is now legally known as Ye. Earlier today, I learned that Kanye West was officially kicked out of JP Morgan Chase Bank. I was told there was no official reason given, but they sent this letter as well to confirm that he has until late November to find another place for the Yeezy empire to bank. While Owens claimed that JP Morgan did not disclose the reason for severing ties, the letter was sent to West on September 20th, according to a person familiar with the matter, who was not authorized to speak about it publicly. The decision was made after Ye publicly said he was going to cut off ties with the bank. JP Morgan is giving West 60 days from the date of the letter to find a new banking relationship. And it goes on from there. So basically, what we know is that JP Morgan basically said we're canceling all of Kanye West's banking with us. And a lot of the speculation going around is that are they doing it because of the the social credit way that PayPal went. PayPal basically decided we're gonna social credit you. You say things that we don't like, there's gonna be consequences. A lot of people are wondering, is JP Morgan following the same route that PayPal and even the Chinese communist regime are basically following, which is you do something that goes against the regime, then we're going to punish you using our influence over corporate powers. Stay tuned. We're not really sure what the rationale is, but it sounds like JP Morgan Chase is following through on these, woke basically approaches to punishments. Take it away, Stephen.
Yep. All right.
Yeah,
Next
yeah.
story. Axe wielding lunatic. I was hoping to get this story. Who was released without bail after smashing a McDonald's and attacking customers last month is busted again for stealing a $3,500 bike and spraying graffiti. Michael Palacios was arrested after spray painting graffiti and stealing a bike just a month after his axe-wielding rampage in McDonald's. He made headlines in September when he was filmed swinging his axe and tearing up furniture during a fight with customers. Despite his repeat offenses, he was released yet again without bail. It comes as violent crime in NYC is up 33% from last year. Maybe the people running NYC should do something to stop it. Maybe keeping these degenerate scum in prison.
Steven.
Because this guy is a threat to society.
Stephen,
Yes.
you're missing one important point.
That New Yorkers have no sense.
Yeah, leftist
Oh,
politics.
I got too ranty
You
for
do
the
the
news you may have
opposite.
missed.
You do the complete opposite of what is logical. That's basically leftist politics. It's it makes sense that if a violent criminal commits a crime, we should probably lock him up. Let's do the opposite. Let him loose into society so he'll just go out and do it again. That's how it works, Stephen. That's the official rule. I know.
The burden
yeah, so
of being more intelligent than other people.
Yeah, that's right.
I learn that all the
anybody-
time during work. I'm just like, this is a dumb idea.
Yeah,
I guess I'll just
Anyways.
have to live with it.
we're just gonna go along with it.
Just
Fine.
go along to get along because I'm
People are
just a
dumb.
laborer
People
and
down.
my life is meaningless.
Anyway, so Steven's spiraling. Pull up, Steven. You're spiraling.
There
Yes,
is
fine.
no pulling.
I'm
There is
going to
only
go on to the
doom.
Daily Caller story while Steven's contemplating his existence in life. So this is from the Daily Caller. So Montgomery County schools saw 582% increase in reported gender nonconforming students over 2 years. The data shows. By the way, this is a great way of demonstrating how effective indoctrination can be and how effective grooming can be in these schools. So Maryland's largest public school district saw a 582% increase in the number of students identifying as gender nonconforming in just 2 years, according to internal data posted on an educator's Twitter page. Montgomery schools gathered this data from forms school counselors fill out when their students approach them to talk about gender identity. Because the numbers rely on self-reporting, the near seven-fold increase from 2019 to 2022 could indicate a massive increase in the number of gender-diverse students and environment that encourages those students to be or open with counselors or both. Actually, I will throw another possibility at these people. The other possibility is rapid onset gender dysphoria, which is caused by social contagion and people that are trying to get easily fooled and easily manipulated children to believe something that is complete nonsense. Let's just add that to the mix. Okay, the data, which is not publicly available to parents or taxpayers, was posted on Twitter on October 6th when educator Alicia Eberhardt Bliss shared an image of a slideshow presented at a meeting with the district's Pride Alliance. During this school year, a total of 35 students reported gender nonconformity to a counselor, including 4 elementary students, 19 middle school students, 12 high schoolers. During the most current school year, the total number of students spiked to 239 from 35, including 18 elementary students, 129 middle schoolers and 92 high schoolers. By the way, this is endemic across Canada and the U.S. This is happening everywhere. So the important thing that you need to remember, like, the story goes on, I encourage you to read it, but the important thing to remember is that they have a plan. And when I say they, I mean the leftist lunatics that have taken over school districts all across Canada and all across the States and all across the world. They are succeeding in indoctrinating children in the dark, in the secret, into believing that they are magically, just by believing that they are something new, that they are magically that, and then they are using secrecy to basically put them on the path to their own self-destruction. So this is just another bit of evidence that this is a dangerous trend, that if it's not stopped, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of children will have lifelong devastating consequences, and it's going to be a horrible, horrible outcome. So that is the news you may have missed.
Yep. When you were talking there, I was just reminded of a song they used to play at Center Street.
Oh, okay.
In the secret, in the quiet place. It's like, ah!
That's a very poor, use of, song.
I know. This is like,
it's kind of like something they shared with me. Toronto, somebody from Toronto shared a picture of a rainbow next to the CN Tower and said, "Hey, God is saying Happy Pride Month." I'm like, no, that is the opposite of what that means. Yeah, God is like, hey, I destroyed you once.
I can do it again.
I can do it again. You better shape up, son.
Yep.
That's the news you may have missed. Hey, by the way, it's awesome. Shelly's actually on Twitch. This is awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Shelly. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't follow
Come on.
Twitch that often. I always
the fire and judgment is coming. Indeed it is, Wormy. Indeed it is.
That's right.
Shelly gives the little woo.
Hey, Shelly. You're the best, girl. You're the best.
Yep.
All right, buddy. Let's bring it on to the next segment, which is the news you may have missed.
It's the nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. Take it away, Stephen.
Admonish, Danny.
Admonish.
Woo.
Bless you.
I was like, and I'm going to wait so that I don't have this go off in the middle of the video, because it'll be like explosions and then my sneeze.
Explosive sneeze. Right.
Yeah, explosive sneezes. Okay. But this is the nothing to see here.